Giving to get is masculine. Giving in response to receiving is feminine.
Ooh, okay, that's a gem right there.
It's a gem right there.
This is from Rachel. She said, I recently met a man. I'm excited to hear what you say about this. I recently met a man who told me right off the bat during general dating conversation that he loved it when a woman cooked for him, gave him back rubs, and just generally did stuff for him. I'm confused as to how to proceed after that because John says not to give too much, but to allow the man to give to you. Now, I'm sure that ideally both partners give to each other once you're in a relationship, but in the beginning, how should you proceed if you're dealing with a man who says this? Is he simply trying to use me? Is he a less masculine type male? What? That's a great question, don't you think?
It's a great question. It's one of my objections to Dr. Chapman, who I admire greatly. He's a wonderful human being, and he wrote the book, 5 Love Languages. And he just doesn't, at least in his books, he doesn't talk about gender differences. I don't think he's against them. But in terms of the love languages, one of the love languages is someone who does things for me, right?
Right.
So you found a guy who read the book. He read the book, Love Languages. So I want you to know, I'm into the love language, do things for me. If a man ever says that to you, what you should say as a woman, that's great. I am too. I like it as well. That's the answer for it. Okay. There's nothing wrong with doing things for a guy as long as he's doing a little more for you.
I love it. I love it.
and that's the problem with that book. And the book is like same thing as Men Are From Mars. It's the revelation that people are different and we need to find out what they need most. Now you add to that gender, a lot of people think what they need most. Actually, a man who thinks he needs this neck rubs and a woman who cooks for him, this is, there's nothing wrong with that. But he says, that's my need. And what's your need? And she says, well, I need it all. I need affection, gifts of love, reassurance. There's all of those things. Women need it all. And if they don't, that's a problem for them. And men need it all, but to not as great extent. What men need is to feel successful in what they do in providing that for her. That's the real need. But he's in touch with his female side. He likes neck rubs. He likes somebody to cook for him. And hey, that's not a problem if she likes to cook. And maybe she likes to give neck rubs. That's not a problem. But it's a tricky thing when men think, okay, what I need is action to serve me, because that's basically what all female side needs the most, is action to serve me. Think about the whole history of mankind. The cooking thing, however, is a little different in that if you love to cook, that's not a problem. If you're home and you're raising children, you'd be cooking anyway. So why not cook for him? But when you don't have children around, that you naturally feel an instinct when you're a mother and you have time and resources, you want to nourish them. Your breastfeeds them. Cooking is actually a very nourishing thing, unless you've got issues with it. It can be very, very relaxing for women to do cooking because nourishing others is very feminine. So it helps her produce female hormones through cooking. That can be, unless she doesn't want to, then it's not going to produce female hormones. But when I married Bonnie, I said, actually, I never said, I want you to cook for me. She just said she was happy to cook for me. And I told her that anytime she wants me to cook for her, I will do that. I'll take you out to the restaurant or I'll go and get takeout, because I told her there's no requirement. You don't have to cook. But I have to say, part of my preference in picking Bonnie was that she loved to cook and she was a good cook. And that was wonderful. Her complaint to me is that I didn't care that much about food because I'd been a monk. Even now, I only eat one meal a day. I'm sort of transcendent when it comes to needing food, unless my girlfriend's not here, unless my wife's not here because she passed on. I need the sweetness from a woman. And if I don't get it, then I will eat a little too much.
So the key here, again, just to kind of like put the exclamation point on what you said, is it's not that it's inappropriate for a woman to give in a relationship, and a healthy relationship has giving on both sides, but there needs to be that reciprocity. And if I'm hearing you right, in the beginning stages, early stages of a relationship, the man doing a little more.
Definitely. And you're never going to have exact. So err on the side, women, of giving less and receiving more. Should always be, that's the direction you lean in. So we all want to be giving. Here's the dynamic. This is male, female. Actually, giving to get is masculine. Giving in response to receiving is feminine.
Okay, that's a gem right there.
It's a gem right there. Men provide to get love. That's it. We do that we all need love and we need money. So I go to work to get money. A woman goes to work to get money. She's producing testosterone. Nothing wrong with it. I'm giving to get. I do counseling because people pay me. I don't do counseling if people don't pay me. That's my job. So I give to get. What does a husband do? I give my wife everything because I want to get love. And if I don't get love, then that natural instinct starts to close down in men. Now, part of my thing is, if it starts to close down, then you realize you're expecting too much. You need to give yourself what you need. Then you open your heart again. And then as a man, you go give to get. So you have to know all the formulas of how to actually get love from a woman. Men don't know what women really need. So they feel no matter what I do, it doesn't make her happy. She doesn't love me. And I go, that's because what you're doing is completely wrong.
Right.
Now, for women, while women don't, that's a part of women is their masculinity. They need the skills and the tools. But one of the mistakes women make is their tendency is they know how good it feels to give. It feels good to give, but it only feels good to give when you have received so much. See, that's generosity. Oh, I feel I have so much, I want to overflow. So you're giving back, but that's her control to keep her from feeling resentful, because resentment will be automatic. Just like if I punch somebody, they'll bruise. If you give more than you receive, you'll start bruising, and it takes time to heal a bruise. And the first step is you have to stop bruising yourself. You have to stop overgiving and now start giving to yourself, not looking to somebody else to get love from them. But you can give love freely to children. Because they always give you unconditional love so much, you're giving back to them. That's why nurturing is very feminine, but actually it's giving back. When you nurture a child, they give you so much unconditional love. It just pours out of you. But right now, unfortunately, our culture is just telling women, you're inadequate if you're not achieving and accomplishing, and what's wrong with you. And if you're feminine, you're weak and needy, and you shouldn't depend on anybody for anything. You can do it yourself. Otherwise, you're not lovable. That's the message the culture's saying. It's telling all men that you're not good enough. That culture is always saying you need more, you're not good enough, you should have more, and you don't have it, so what's wrong with you? We all feel this message of dissatisfaction that we're being conditioned to feel. It's not who we are. We are abundant. We are lovable. We have just everything we need. If we look around, it's there. We're just not looking at it because we're just rejecting what we have. Not enough.